right? Because you're the human instrument. Stretch out the strings, we have a problem with string slippage. Like I said, nobody's perfect yet, but we can strive for perfection. That's what we want, okay? So I tune up the low E, now I'm going to tune up the high E. The names of the strings are E, A, D, G, B, E. So the low E is in tune, so therefore it makes sense to tune up the high E. When you're tuning, you're listening for a sine wave. If it's flat, there's a waver. If it's sharp, the wave is faster. As you hit the two together, you listen to the flat response, and then, at least you're closer. So now I'll get my two E's. I'm going to tune up the A here. Listen to the waver. Get a waver. See what's flat, so that's why it does the slow waver. Flat response, move on to the D. See the waver right there? I'm just going to bring it up. Now while I'm doing this, I'm stretching the string, so we do have a problem with string slippage. We want to break the strings down, just like the horses. When you break the horses down so they become rideable. Huh? In that sense, in that regard. A, D, another G. Is it a waver? Well, on here I'm using a rest stroke with my thumb here. So I'm touching the strings, I'm using the strings as I come down this way. So all I hear is the G note that I hear. Because of cause and effect. Once you hit a string like this, there's vibrations happening around the guitar, especially when you're electric guitar, when you're plugged in. But right now this is acoustic, right? So okay, move on to the B here. Okay, listen to this. See the waver? Still hear that waver in there. Stretch the string. Still hear that waver. Stretch. No, it's sharp. See what it is the soundboard is right next to my body, huh? So I can hear it. Okay, then move on to the E. See the waver there? I'm using the rest stroke and I stretch the strings. Okay, now that I'm in tune, I listen to the open strings. B is flat. From what I hear, because we tune by memory, okay, from what I'm listening to, melody. A melody is a song like Happy Birthday, but it's the name of the string being played open after years and years of playing it, right? So by osmosis we receive it. And now that we have it, okay, Now, what we're going to do is we're going to fine tune the instrument. We're going to fine tune the instrument to a chord using all 6 strings. So I'm going to use the low E, the E major chord, which is this. Okay, the E to the B here, this is a perfect fifth. That's what we use for the rock, blues. So that's a perfect fifth. And then here's up. This is an octave E. Sharp. Then now I'm going to go to the high E. I got E, B, E. And then the high E, right? So, okay, now I'm going to add in the B. There's a B right here, and then open B. This is for the waiver. Now I'm going to add in the major third, which is this G sharp here, honing the E major chord. See this G sharp right there? Is this a major third? So in the chord it's going to sound like my low E went flat. We do have a problem with string slippage, depending on how we wrap the strings over here, and if we run it over here so it doesn't slip, yeah. Now you get the major third, E, B, E, G sharp. That's the major third. E is the 1, B is the perfect fifth. Then you have the octave E. Then I got the G sharp in there. Sharp. So I got the E, and then I fine-tuned it to that. Okay, so it's a good idea for you. This is for the beginning student, is to get a tuner and tune it up to the tuner and keep doing it, and via the power of repetition, by doing it over and over again, 10 times, 20 times, 30 times, 100 times, 1,000 times. So yeah, how many times have you seen somebody playing while they're playing the tuning? So that happens. That's why it's important to stretch the strings, to stabilize the string, like you're stabilizing a wild horse, so the horse will stay more. It would be more manageable. Okay, so now, okay, I got the E in tune. Once you're in tune, that you want to put this away right away. Okay. The reason being is because, like I said, nobody's perfect. And yes, we find a lot of this. People leave things, when you leave things out and you walk away and somebody else sits down and finds it, it's like you're out there in the world, you're walking around Chinatown, you're walking in downtown. Okay, it's up for grabs for anybody. Okay? Things like that is called street found wealth. Street found wealth is things that you find that is not rubbish. It has value, and a lot of people don't have the don't have the knowledge to understand that, they walk right past it. It's like walking past $100. You know what I mean? You can always give it to somebody. You can, yes, indeed. Of course, if it doesn't matter, you got other things to do. Just move on. But to those, who see the value in it, and give it to somebody who could use it. Then again, you, like Saul did for David. You're passing on happiness in that which you give, as well as from what you receive. What you give is what you get. Okay, it's a law of reciprocity. It's a law of seed. What does that mean? That means when you plant a seed in the ground, okay, what comes out of the ground is more than what you put in. It's a law of reciprocity. The abundance comes back. When you plant all the seeds. When you get fruit, when you get harvest, then it comes out with the fruit. When it's fully grown, then it comes out with seeds, and the seeds can, it's amazing what happens. The seeds. Philip Jimenez, I learned that from him. His father was Louis Acau. We used to watch his father, the Queen Surf. Yeah, my teacher, one of my teachers, Philip, would sit down on the guitar and he used to keep going until he got it in tune by ear, having the strings to settle down. So we're dealing tuning. So this is helpful, especially to the true beginner. For you beginners out there, this is a good lesson for you. Yes, you want to sound good. You want to keep your guitar in tune. Okay, and the sound, the cluster that you're listening to, basically, it comes from the piano. The piano is more of an in-tune instrument. The guitar is considered to be a tone-deaf instrument because initially it goes out of tune all the time, and you have to tune it up. So we are human instruments. So what we want to do is we want to get ourselves in tune as a human instrument, just like the piano. That is exactly why when I went to Liberal Community College, Dr. Rian, Dr. Brenner, they had me to work with the piano. And when I went to the University of Hawaii and I studied over there with the music teachers and Byron Yasui and all of those people, yes indeed, ladies and gentlemen, they had me to work with the piano. I had to play the scales in every key, and I had to get the right fingering. And by doing that, I'm getting the sound of the chord in my mana'o. So when I hit this open, so I know if I adjust this, it's going to affect my fretted note. So we have to compensate. So that's another thing. You see what I'm saying? Initially we tune to open strings, right? But when you're using fretted notes, then we have to compensate. Everybody's neck is different. So, that's why learning to play the piano is very important. Yeah, but you're here to learn to play the guitar, right? Why should you learn the piano? It's up to you. Like I said, I'm just sharing with you what I learned. Because when you go to the UH and when you go to Leeward, that's what they're teaching you in the conservatory. When I went to Los Angeles, Hollywood, California, Angela and I went there. We work with the guitar, and they just tuned this up, because that's what we focus on, the guitar. So, but prior to that, I took lessons on the guitar here. Like I said, from Tomo Fukui, Doug McDonald, all of these people, William Valdez. I even took from Jimmy Funai and Doug Forsythe. I give these guys respect, and a lot of David Choi, and there's so many that I'm not mentioning because I forget. But I started there, and from there, just the guitar is okay, right? You're a beginner, you just want to play the guitar, you don't have a piano. Just do it on the guitar, okay? Do it, that's what you got. Likewise with the ukulele. But like I said, as you get more into it, like Lyle Ames told me the other day, he's a muscle building virtuoso, and he got selected by Danny Couch. He was training Danny Couch, and Danny Couch was in charge of this group, Naleo Pumihana, and they did a picture of the muscle man, right? Because it's called Local Boys, and Lyle is the grandmaster. He's the main guy in the Local Boys picture, and so he told me the reason why he was different from the others, not to show off or put down anybody, is because of his passion. He really wanted it, you know. He would bulk up and he would eat, and then he would cut weight. And even MMA, they say it's not easy to cut weight. He had 2 heart attacks, you know. But what he achieved when he did that is, if you look at the Local Boys album, which is history, you know, you can see him in the middle, but his beautiful body. Lyle Ames, and he's playing the harmonica now. He's with Kyoki and the Kyoki and Elena Quintet featuring the Island Sons. That's us. Lyle Ames featuring Lyle Ames on harmonica and cajon and singing. He sings too. Michelangelo Barques on lead guitar, rhythm guitar. And Angelo sings too. He sung a long time ago, but he hasn't been doing it. And I'm Mario Michael Kamaa Barques. And I played the electric bass. Also played the acoustic bass, percussion. I played electric and acoustic guitar and electric bass and upright bass. And yes, I do the original songs, Island Dream and Haleakala, it's starting to snow. Kilauea is starting to blow. I have my original songs. It's recorded by Pierre Grill. And we're working on our second album. First album is Hosanna. And we got nominated for Hoku. Brandy Hongo won. Thank God for him. I just thank God for the passion that I've created while I'm alive. I'm sharing that we have our Guitar Institute of Hawaii, our Musicians Institute of Hawaii, our Kika Institute of Hawaii, our Guitar Foundation of Hawaii. That's where we get all the donations and contributions. We have the first annual Honolulu Guitar Festival that we started in the 1980s, sanctioned by Mayor Eileen Anderson and Governor Ariyoshi. And over there we had Nanda Swan, Sam Mahia, Kupono sang for us, Joseph Sorrell sang my song. We had wonderful, good players, you know, that local players that I hired. Yeah, Nolo Kimoto and the bass player, John Raposa, Lee Eisenstein, George Kuol, representing Slaki Ihualu. Don Ma came in from LA and he represented jazz fusion guitar. And that's why I hired Noel Okimoto, the best of the best. Like I said, you want the best, and the bass player too. Yeah, Milton Lau is the one that helped us to get that happening. He was in charge of Parks and Recreation. This was done at Kapilani Park. And I thank God for my sister Audrey helping me, taking me around, mom and dad, using their vehicle to put up flyers. Just in that we got the airlines and the hotels to help us. You know, I just thank God. It's something that I remember and I thank God for, because it's a passion that I have to promote the art of guitar performance. Because when I first started, the Ho'okani, Kika, the guitar was for families. In other words, like Leonard said when he was from Kalapana, you know, what happened is the King Kamehameha put a ban on the cows. They're part of the gifts. You know, like the boars came from France and different places. But anyway, he put a ban so nobody could kill the cows, right? So they started eating the forested area. So what happens is they needed more help. They brought in the Vescados, the cowboys. You know, the Vescados came in, but they brought the guitar. Just like how the Portuguese, when they came, they brought the ukulele. And when they left the guitar, then the Kanaka Maoli, when they picked it up, they're so talented. Over here, we're so talented. They tuned up the guitar from their heart to Kiho'olu, which is G tuning. And then from there, they went to Wahine tuning. And that's Auntie Alice Auntie Alice Namakelua. Forgive me, Auntie. And yeah, then we got the Snaki Wahine tuning. So anyway, and that's where, long time ago, the tuning was for the families of the individuals. They would keep it to the family. So, and then what happened is Keola Beamer came along, and Keola Beamer started teaching the guitar. He put it on. He did a book. Started teaching the guitar, and then other people started teaching the guitar. So when I saw that, I wanted all the good guitar players here to teach. I wanted Peter Moon to teach. I wanted Ledward Kapana to teach. I wanted Keola Beamer to teach. I wanted, you name it, all of these famous people playing the guitar. Cecilia Capona, I wanted Mackie Fury to teach. I wanted all of these famous people to teach the guitar. Because at that time, I was just learning, the guitar. And, I just got it from wherever I can. So that's why I did this, to promote the art of guitar performance. And then Milton Law helped. He got us the thing. I talked to Bla Pahinui, because Milton Law and Bla Pahinui are very good friends. Said we got a meeting and I got to meet Bla, thank God. So I told him about what I wanted to do, and he said, "What's the name of it?" And I told him, First Annual Honolulu Guitar Festival to play the guitar. And she said, "Oh, for guitar, there's supposed to be a K there." So what does that mean, K? Because in Hawaiian, guitar is Kika, Kika. Oh, thanks, Blah. I got it. So now I use it. Ho'okani Kika. Just like back in the day, I joined the union. Milton Carter. He was on the upper management. I see the name of Kaleolani Isaacs and what all that he accomplished with his family. The family is performing in big places over here too and around the world. So I told Milton, "Can I have the number of Kaleolani?" I got the number. I called him up. He was living in Kalihi, and he became my mentor. He started teaching me how to Ololo Hawaii, along with Kumu Rosner from Kamehameha School. I give all these people credit. And it is Kaleolani Isaacs. And I told him about my passion, and he told me, "Ho'oko, ho'olohe, listen, ho'oko, holomua, ho'olohe, ho'oko, holomua," and then 16. So I always say that, and I always thank Kaleolani Isaacs from the Isaacs family, and give him all the credit for that. And Bla Pahinui, I give you the credit for the word Kika, baby. Because of you, you got me that. From my heart, and just thank God for you, Blah. I always love you, brother. One of my idols. You. But God said not to worship any idols over here. I just worship God. But I thank people for all of the local talent that's here. That all of this knowledge that you guys are receiving, are getting. Like this. The Po'imo Olelo, what I'm telling you today, basically you notice it's not about playing the guitar. What is it about? How will it help you? Will it help you? You know what I mean? That's just the Po'imo Olelo. It's just a story of Ho'okani Kikika. About Himeni Meli. When the Christians came over here, then we have what is called Christian music, which is Himeni Meli. And then we have Awana Meli, that's for the hula dancers. Kahiko Meli, Kahiko Meli, and we have Hawaiian Contemporary Meli, we have Blues Meli, we have Rock Meli, we have Classical Meli, we have Country Meli, we have Funk Meli, we have all kinds of different Meli, Heavy Metal Meli, you name it. You know what I'm saying? In Hawaii, we're versatile over here. That's why I said it's important to be versatile. And so the story goes, and I'm just thanking these people who really help us, to help us out. And Uncle Tony Lindsay, when I was backing him up in Chinatown, he used to take us to Liki Liki Drive-In in Po'imo Olelo. I'm telling the story. And Uncle Tony told me, "Mike, whenever you're singing a song and if you make a mistake with the words," he said, "just, don't communicate the mistake, just cover it up and make it work." He wrote the song Blue Darling for his mother, Uncle Tony. And I appreciate all of these people. But anyway, the time is running by, and just, this is Kika Tips. My name is Mike Barques. I'd like to thank Michelangelo Barques for allowing me to be here. But anyway, let's start off with this one here. The names of the guitar strings. And yes, I know I'm going fast. but that's how it is. I'm going to get a whiteboard and some writing things. The chromatic scale: E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B, C, C sharp, D, D sharp, E, F, F sharp, G, G sharp, A sharp, B. 19 frets. Okay, it's the same scale on the fifth string, but instead of starting on E, it starts on A. Same thing starting on the D, starting on D. Same thing starting on G, starting on G. Same thing starting on B, starting on B. Same thing starting on the high E, which is the same as the first. Okay? Now, getting the chromatic scale, that's the mother scale of the major scale. The major scale is the formula is root 221, 2221. So this is everything here, ladies and gentlemen, is all natural. So we're basically in the key of C major or A minor, which is the relative minor. Okay? So basically what it is that we start on C here, because we're in the key of C, same as the steel guitar. A lot is in C22. So here's a C, root 221, root 221, 2221. Root 221, 2221 is a major scale formula. That's what's going up linear in a straight line. This is lateral. With the fingering 2, 4, 1, 2, 4, 1, 3, 4. As you can see, the scale, we can just keep mimicking the scale. Now for this part here, I got this from Brazilian people. Yes, Carlos Montoya. He came over here, and then I got a lesson with him at the Blaze Shop. One of my students brought him over. So, see over here? Put this over here. So I'm using my thumb and my fingers instead of using the pick. Yeah, because I'm going to do this. I learned this from Keola. It's called Nahi Nahi, sweet like the mango. You know? I learned that from Bobby Santos too. When we were alive, when Bobby was alive, playing music, he used to tell me, Mike, play more like the Hawaiians. And I said, what do you mean? We're getting paid, we're doing gigs. But I didn't know. What I was doing is I was playing with a pick. And then I was playing, you know, like. You know, I was playing rock and roll because I started with rock. So I want to pick this pick. Okay, so what it is, he said no. I couldn't understand. When he passed away, I went to his funeral. The ukulele player was playing Nahi Nahi. Just like Keola Beamer said, sweet, like the mango. But this is. This E Phrygian. E Phrygian is E minor. They came from the island of Italy. In Italy, they have what is called Ionia. You know, and that's where it all started. It's Arabic, and initially it started in the Roman numerals that started in Jerusalem and all those places. Anyway, the guitar basically has is divided into 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 different patterns. Here the E Phrygian, F Lydian, G Mixolydian, all key of C, A Aeolian, B Locrian, C Ionian, D Dorian, Now I'm going back to E Phrygian. I'm repeating myself. Get F Lydian. The frets become smaller. And then G Mixolydian. And finally B Lopian. So when you get up here, because it's so high, you're playing as if you're playing. Okay, now what did I just do? Well, when we harmonize the tertian harmony, the C major scale, we have what is called CEG, Keg. See, as I play, the string goes out of tune. CEG, Keg, DFA, D minor. CEG is C major. 1, 3, 5, D minor. Diffa, E minor. Agum, FAC, FAC. GBD, Gibbet, ACE. It's ACE. BDF. B minor flat 5. And C major. So that's called tertian harmony. I harmonize the C major scale. I don't have the whiteboard, and I don't have the writing thing. I have to buy that. I asked Angelo if we had it. He said no. So in other words, CEG is 1, 3, 5 of the C major scale. So you go C, D, E, F, G, A, B, C. So 1 is C, right? The E is 3. G is 5, right? C, E, G, that's Keg. So here's Keg. C, E, G. That's called root inversion. Inversion is when you move up. Permutation is instead of 1, 3, 5, then you have 3, 5, 1. What is 3, 5, 1? C, E, G is 1, 3, 5. 3, 5, 1 is E, G, C, right? So here's C, E, G. E, G, C. C, G, first inversion. E, G, C, second inversion. The next one would be C, E, G. So C, E, G, and E, G, C, C, E, G, root inversion. Second inversion, E, G, C,